Alright guys, the hottest year, 2019. Of course the preparations came back to 2018 and the 18 legacy, as well as Mikolas Joseph's success, and everything happened. We changed the philosophy in 2018, or we started to have some. We just decided to have some strategy to support Czech artists, to really show that this country is capable of having great talents, didn't push talents, just the people who really want to shine to the world, and we try to find them out. And in 2018 we just started this legacy, but 2019 was exceptional year. I think that was the most successful year kind of in the way what as well is upcoming for us in 2020, 21, 22. But the thing is that we established a brand, ESCZ, we established national selection, which just is a huge thing, and that really helped us to spread the word. And that's the most important thing, the most inspirative thing, because we included more artists into the pre-selection process, the selection process. We choose good back vocalists as well, like Pam Rabbit. We talked to many people, and 2019 was time to build on those relationships, build on those work. It was a build-up to something else, something bigger, something better. And we find out new artists, new talented artists, and we added something new to our strategy, and that was we don't seek for Eurovision songs anymore. Like, we don't care about it. Like, we ask you to do music you really would like to do. We don't kind of even want songs which were made for Eurovision. Even it's hard to find out, of course, but we wanted to show that we mean it, and we selected artists best way with their music, with their songs, whether they found that, So we as well talk to international producers, we as well talk to everyone else, but we said you can go to our selection, of course, but you already go with the artist, because we are not here for, we're not here anymore for choosing the artist for you. We don't want to do this work. We will give you contacts to artists we know. We will give you contacts to artists we think they are not, too much into creating the songs by themselves. But then it's up to you. Don't send us songs just like that. That we won't consider this. The strategy worked. Of course, you can say the 2019 selection is not that strong, or I even think it was kind of strong. And maybe we could select different songs, but we definitely stick to this, because what is as well important, and you must understand this from the perspective of producer, that we needed to be trusted. We needed to be understood. We need this brand to the platform, the Czech television, the public broadcaster, to be taken seriously by the community, to be taken seriously by the Czech music community and by new upcoming artists. Because if they won't trust us, if they feel that this is not a fair game, they won't come to us, they won't do their work. They will do their work, but not for us. They will not send a song to us, they will just release it, and that's it. And we talked to many of them, and we had the strongest selection in the terms how many people from Czech Republic applied that year. And lots of them were singer-songwriters who made themselves the songs. We met the guys who started and developed the songwriting camp in here as well. And we started to cooperate with whoever wants, and we just were there and said, we like the song, we don't like the song, does this artist sing well live, etc, etc. And we were just starting to be taken as a brand. People were starting approaching us, and we were starting to approaching people. So we took some songs from the songwriting camp because they were exceptionally good, and maybe the reason is that they weren't meant for Eurovision, neither of them. And the great thing on this was that Albert, who sent the song, or who actually didn't send the song normally, because we firstly heard it from the songwriting camp, from Jan Vavra, who's establishing this one, and then we asked Albert to send it, to approach, to apply, and he didn't want to. And and we said like, man, do this, it's a great song, just do it. And it just took us several times, and then he, after our approach or whatever, he said like, okay, I won't say no to 200 million people possible if I'll just win the selection, you know. And he went to that. He took all like Malawi with him, and we all know how it ended up. It was just a great journey. We found out Barbara Mokova, Pam Rabbit, as a singer, solo singer, and others, you know. And I think it was great because we treated all of them fair. We just treated everyone fair. We gave them the chance to perform live in our podcast, the link somewhere in here. We let them to perform unplugged. We let them to perform in the metro, you know, busking like, which was a great experience. And that, you know, why I'm telling this story is that we established a relationship with each one of them, because we needed them to trust us, to understand us, to believe in us, to really feel that we're fair to each of them. And why were we doing it? Why were we establishing such relationships? Because we needed them to understand our philosophy, to believe in it, to believe us that we mean it, as well as we knew that if we just do the work this way, they will tell others that we're fair, and they will go and approach us, which happened in 2020. And you know that the selection was the best so far, by far, maybe the best selection that year, in my opinion. And of course, like Malawi won our selection. Of course, this kind of selection, the online selection, has its weaknesses. It's not a live performance, it's for shortened group. You must understand that we never had a really huge support of the broadcaster. The Eurovision there, it's not the first project to support. There are millions, tens of really huge projects. They have a priority. It's not Eurovision yet. I think in several times it will be, because I think for the broadcaster this is by price the best possible format. They need to invest into it, because they're investing not just in live performances, live shows, but they're investing as well into the culture itself, into young talents, artists, and as well the generation who doesn't really watch public broadcasting service television. And I think it's a mistake. So I think everybody's understanding it now, and they're working on this. But that's a story for another video. But let's talk about like Malawi, because their approach made this all happen, you know, because they felt what Eurovision is. They kind of went through all of those pre-parties. They were everywhere. They were approached. The song was just a hit. It just really worked on everybody. And they as well, after the Eurovision, tell and spread the word about us as a team, that it really worked to work with us. That they realized that this project is something really huge, and it can open door. It can open a lot of door. It's not necessary. It doesn't need to happen. But if you want to do music, if you mean it, if you're mean a bit in this, that will work for you for sure. And they really helped us in this way, and it was a great cooperation with those guys. We needed them to understand what Eurovision is, how demanding it is, how hard it is, how prepared they must, you know, how trained they should, how they must take it seriously. And I think Albert is a huge professional, and he understood it completely. He trained a lot, he knew what he has to do, he knew it from the very first moment when we started training, rehearsing, and when he came, and with the guys, of course, when they came on the big stage at Eurovision, they didn't seek for cameras, because the cameras were seeking for them, because we were trained that much, that good, that we already knew, and Albert already knew where to look, and we just need adjustments, and that would happen. Like if everything like technologically worked perfectly how we want it, we could take first rehearsal and just throw it as a live as Iceland did this year, because it was just great from the very first beginning. We went there, and that was because we were really prepared. And what we should do, because that what our delegation suffered from the past was the lack of preparations, and we changed it bit by bit, and I think that was the best prepared from all sides ever happened, because we got more options in the preparations. We got editor, we got the great cameraman, and everybody, camera woman actually, Carolina, who makes all of those great videos. She really helped it as well, because she was editing it. Lukáš Veverka, you know, and other people really helped with the graphics and so on. So it's a combination actually, you know, there are plenty of people working on it, and specific moments when they're needed. And everyone just did a great, exceptional work, and we ended 11th, which I think was a great result. Of course, we can say like what we could do better, being 10, 9s, have much more votes from the public, which we pitifully didn't have from the semi-final. Like we did have it in the semi-final, but not in the finals. I still think that one of the things was really my mistakes of this recap video, but maybe it wasn't just it was a big competition, and it just can happen. 11th place, great, and it unlocked this moment, actually unlocked great things in Czech Republic for Eurovision into the very far future, if this project is going to be threatened really well. And it changed the approach of the other broadcasters, other professionals. They start to ask us how we did this in a row, how we established this, how our selection was made, how it's possible that so many young artists want to connect with us. How did they reach us? How did they know to us? Why they are not afraid to join us, to join this project? How is it possible that we have so much talents? Well, and they didn't know what is coming up yet in 2020, because there was a really strong selection. And we are still asked the same questions. And I think that's the most inspirational thing we achieved, that we became from zero to hero. Even we didn't win, and even maybe it wasn't our aim to win. It wasn't the basic aim, it was a bonus that would happen. The thing we wanted to be taken seriously as a contenders each year with the music, which is not made for Eurovision, but it's made for the artist. It's the songs, and that's the philosophical big change, because we didn't really want Eurovision songs. Why? Every song can be Eurovision song, but we wanted songs which speak through their artist, the songs which they are continue to work on after, not just one hit wonder guys, but the guys who will send, and they will just do more and more songs and just elevate their own careers. That was our goal, to use Eurovision as this kind of platform, and therefore the Eurovision can really use it as its strength as well. That's what actually Italians do all the time, and we wanted to do this as well as a small country. And I can tell you that even you say you have a small country, you're from a small country, no, there are so many artists who can do it. Maybe you don't know them yet, but if you believe they are here, then you will try and do whatever to seek them out and tell them what's your story, what's your project story, and where the story will go. They will follow you for sure. But let's talk about this in the next video, shall we? Thank you for watching, guys.